All right, let's try this again. So this is my third time because my technology, for a reason, retrogrades, got my my electronics acting crazy. So, of course, I did a video a couple days ago talking about Lionsgate and, a lot of helpful information. So, I highly recommend that, check it out. Don't have to watch the whole thing, watch a little bit, but I feel like everybody can gain something from it. I didn't think that I would do another video this soon, but of course, I was watching TV, Die Hard. One of my favorite, series of movies is always good. And one of the things that had came as I was watching that was remembering where you've been, but focus on where you're going. And I kind of sat and put the TV on mute and just meditated on that. So, of course, I've been able to do readings and I've read about 15 people so far. And, sometimes when we have certain things that has been given to us, we're always not sure. So, after talking with several of my friends, they said, "Oh, so you're ready to do it." So I ran with it. So I meditated and I, asked for Spirit to one card. Just let me pick one card. And I picked one card. And the card that ended up coming out was this one, the Wheel of Fortune. And there was a lot of things that came through, one word associations. But one of the things about the Wheel of Fortune is that for me, it just symbolizes like a lot of good that's going to come through. And as I stated with the topic or theme of remember where you've been and focus on where you're going. We always have people asking us, where you've been or where you've been up to or where do you want to go or where you want to see yourself in 5 years. And that's a very broad or too broad questions because you're never really prepared to answer that if it's presented to you. So you're going to need some time to, work it out and figure it out. So that's something that I'm just putting out there. Where have you been and where do you want to go? And as I continue to just sit and meditate, a number of other things came up too. We go through stages, levels, waves, and we create this frequency. So a frequency has been building or steadily building, and I'm only looking from a time frame from August 1st up until today. And you get in that realm of like, what type of atmosphere are you creating for yourself? Really? And that's something that you want to consider, just like you want to put positivity out so you can get it back. If you put good karma out, you'll get good karma back. If you do bad, you're gonna get bad karma out, and big karma. That's no bueno for anybody. So as I was focusing on the energy, a couple of one-word associations, some statements came up, like you want to focus on luck, change, metamorphosis. I'm not saying that 6 times. I am doing it. And a lot of things have been shifting. And most of us or some of us, can feel it. So it's not like you can deny it because you can't. If you can fight energy, then you tell me how you did it and we'll figure it out together. But as of right now, can nobody fight energy? Point blank. It's going to affect us either directly or indirectly. So as I, kept looking at this card, I kept feeling for this card. A couple other things came up, like there is a certain stillness in your level of understanding. It's like you can't process things if you're moving very quickly sometimes. So you have to stop and really think about what you're going into, if you're in a relationship, a situationship, a friendship. If certain things aren't kind of, working out or anything, just take a minute and really think where you are at that time, and then you can begin to weigh your options, not just something more on a physical sense, since we are physical creatures, are cardinal, but sometimes we really have to weigh the other options on a spiritual level, on an emotional level. We really have to take that in consideration, because nobody has to live in our bodies except us. And the only way that we can form or let others know what we're feeling is by using our voice or our energy. Our energy will more so tell the truth more than what we talk out of here. Just like body language, you can say that you don't like somebody and be smiling in their face. There's a contradiction somewhere, but you want to get to the point where how you're feeling and what you're saying are all on the same level, on the same playing field. Because like they say, a person that tells the truth, has nothing to lie about. You gain nothing from lying. So the other things that, started to come up as I, went deeply into my meditation, which wasn't very long, it doesn't take me long to get there, was that, healing does bring clarity. It really does. And a lot of individuals are afraid of that healing process because it's going to bring up some stuff that you're not comfortable with. But the thing is, nothing grows when you're comfortable. You have to remove the weed. You have to remove the weed so the plant can continue to grow. You have to feed the plant. You have to nourish it. You got to talk to it and give it love in order for it to grow. And it's the same thing. It's we're no different from plants. The only different things is that it's nature, it obeys, and us as humans or man, we don't want to follow protocol. So then we run into problems. It's as simple as that. So the other things that did come up was having this sense of cleanliness. And it's just like taking a bath. From the day that we've had, we want to get clean. We want to feel relaxed. So we get a sense of being renewed. Okay, I don't know if y'all saw that, but it paused. But we get that sense of renewed once we go take a shower or we go take a lavender bath or Epsom salt bath or whatever. But there is something about having a certain sense of cleanliness to feel renewed. Then the other few things that did come up was like a lot of openings and pathways, and that we all are seeking light on a different level. It doesn't necessarily have to be on a spiritual note, but we look for signs that we're seeking light in the right direction, But with these openings and these paths, you have to have a level of discernment, which is going to be required. So it's like you really have to just be still and look for the message, look for the opening, look for the pathway or the door. If you can't get to the door, find a window. If the window in the front's not working, go to the window in the back. Half of us used to have to get through the house. We had no key. Guess what? We went through the back. Sometimes it's necessary. And then the next thing that actually came up is that finding that inner wisdom, and that's levels too. That's a whole nother video. I'm not going to even get into that right now, but it's like with the Wheel of Fortune, and I'll show it again. Don't be afraid of the good that's going to come through. Some of us are, not that acceptance or in the mode of acceptance for change. But not all change is bad. And I think we have to get out of that stigma, that mindset that, oh my God, oh my goodness, if I do this, it's going to be bad. Who says it's going to be bad? That's just you. And you know what they say about the universe? It takes the universe 5 seconds to make that thought that you put there happen. So if you're thinking negative, you got 2 seconds. Because you wasted 3, you got 2 seconds to make sure you replace that with something positive for that to manifest. And then, like I said, we always have to look for the message and go to a higher ground, not physically, but just on all levels. It's important. And also, as I continue to meditate a little bit more, the number 4 came through. And those of us that are, scholars of numerology, I know I have been, I've always been. Of course, 4 is going to represent the elements, the seasons, the moon phases, sacred directions, north, south, east, and west. And being the fact that the 4 is such a strong foundation, it also forms a square. It's equal on all parts. It's a perfect number. And as I have always done my research, the Pythagorean, try saying that, yeah, didn't work out too well, did it? Pythagorean, yeah, not repeating that again, philosophy of that there are 4 parts to the soul: mind, opinion, and sense. So, yeah, that was 4. I had to double check. It's been a long week. But that's something to take into consideration, because having those 4 parts, having those 4 elements, having those 4 sacred direction all bring a sense of balance. So when you are, presented with that, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where have you been? Remember that where you've been, but you have to focus on where you're going in the long run. So don't be afraid of the goodness that's going to come. And the other thing that I have, also asked is a color. Sometimes I do see colors, not all the time, but one color that came through loud and clear was topaz. And topaz is a very, pretty stone. It's a stone for December, but it also has a message of love and affection, and having and assisting with having a sweetness and a certain disposition in your character. So that's something for, if you want to research on it, you can. If you want to research on the number 4, you can. But there are signs always around us, but you just have to be paying attention. So on that note, I wish everybody much love and success. Continue to live in the light. And always remember to live life positive. And also remember to be kind to yourself as well as others. Peace.